So today I'm hoping is going to be two things. One, like a heavily dissertation based day, and two, I need to start thinking about my next assignment. Now, there's a few coming up, which means that after February my dissertation is going to get shoved to one side for a bit, which is a little bit annoying, but it's alright. And yeah, so today I'm hoping to crack on with some of that. I finished the book I was reading the other day, the John Bull's England one. I just need to scan it one more time and see where I get from there. And yeah, that'll be that one done, hopefully. And then moving on will be another book about race relations or something like that. I tried going to the website, and I mean, it was recommended to me, the website, 3 guesses if you can guess what it is. You won't need 3, you just need 1. But there wasn't an awful lot on there that I was looking for that had references that I could follow on from, which is a little bit annoying, but never mind. So yeah, that's dissertation progress. I have a brief outline of things to look at and how much time to spend on it and everything like that, but of course it's getting it done. So basically I've got to look at the moment, as it stands, I've got to look at the British situation, like on race relations in the UK. Well, of course it's in the UK, I've just said British. And sort of like the origins of British racial equality legislation, and obviously from reading and everything else you find that it's tailed on from like immigration after World War II and the impact it has on communities and things like that. And then you move on and like you get to the 60s, I think it was late 60s, but you get politicians like Enoch Powell's the Rivers of Blood or his really big famous speech that goes on for about 5 pages, which I actually studied when I was in AS level and actually have a copy of, which is quite exciting. Only I would get excited about that. And one of the other things obviously that I would like to do, if my time allows me, is like to see the American influence on the British race relations. And it wasn't like, well, so far that I've looked at, it wasn't like a massive impact, but like you get people like Malcolm X and MLK. Like MLK visited Britain or whatever, and a few movements came out of that, and there was one particular guy, I can't remember his name now, but he basically formed a movement based on the Malcolm X movement, and from what I understand he was a bit of a self-obsessed person, so really he was just out for himself, which isn't, you know, you can sort of understand it a bit, but I think it's quite interesting. And then if I can, I want to do like a small focus on Northern Ireland, because obviously Northern Ireland is still a bit of an issue, and like things that I noticed more as I'm doing my reading. So say you have take insurance companies. You can have insurance available to everyone in the United Kingdom, but it excludes Northern Ireland. I don't know, I'm quite curious as to why that is, and then you get some places that exclude Scotland and things like that, and I find that quite interesting. Like, I'm more interested as I'm doing my dissertation as to why, say, Northern Ireland or Scotland are excluded from this. Now, I don't anticipate to find an answer to that, but it's still quite an interesting question to raise, I think. So between now and the 24th of February I have to get a few things sorted. I have to try and find something from the website to try and take it further. I need to try and find like a few black histories of Britain, which would be slightly more relevant than say a black history of America, because obviously I'm studying Britain, not America. And looking at immigration in post World War II. Now, like I say, the book that I was reading, the John Ball's England one, was quite good for that, because it was just a book on immigration, essentially, and why there was a need for immigration into the UK post World War II, and why it was welcomed directly after the war, because there was labour shortages and things like that. So I've just got to expand on that somehow. What else have I got? Yeah, I've just got to find a few more. Well, I've got to find a lot more books and keep track of what I write down as well, because I'm quite bad at that sometimes. So I'm going to have to, obviously, in my little folder, sort out a little bibliography section and write it down as I go along, which should be a lot more logical than not doing that. So yeah, that is my first dissertation vlog. It wasn't very interesting, no, I was going to say not very long, but actually it is quite long. But yeah, there we go, dissertation folder. Really, this needs to be the size of, let's have a look, no, not that one, perhaps that one. At some point, perhaps I'll just get it to that size, get it into a proper folder, you know. That's actually there, that's my A2 folder. Good times, miss them. But dear, but I'll have to put it back now. Okay, that is the end of that chapter. Bye!